Guest 666. The new killer in Forsaken, a beast never before encountered, as the game would state. This giant dog has been one of the biggest upcoming killers, partly because he's important in the lore, but we'll get to that. So yes, this is Guest 666. How about we get into his gameplay and stuff according to the game? Cursed with their name from the moment of their existence, he managed to find solace in Noob, someone who saw them for they were inside, but that ideal reality would not last. Guest 666 would viciously rip and tear through any obstacle in her way, feasting on the bloodshed and cameras? I don't know. To empower his abilities. That's straight from the wiki. Okay, so as we can already tell, lore. A lot of it. But as you guys could probably tell, this is obviously not the Guest 666 we all know and love, because of course Forsaken has its own version. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please just get out, bro. Anyways, it states some lore in his description, but I don't want to tease you like that, so how about we go more in depth, straight from the wiki. In Forsaken lore, Guest 666 is a Robloxian who was shunned by the community because of the dark myths surrounding their name, which claimed they were a dangerous hacker. Their life changed when they formed a close friendship with Noob. At first, their bond was full of games, parties, and joy, but over time Guest 666 grew increasingly unstable, injecting themselves with scripts for strength. This created a widening rift with Noob, culminating in a tragic and violent end. Afterward, both Guest 666 and Noob were tortured by the Spectre, with Guest 666 being brainwashed, physically mutilated into the monstrous killer they are now. Okay, so yeah, vastly different lore than the original Guest 666. Very vastly different. Now, time for Sixer's actual gameplay. He has a lot of abilities. Sixer has two passives. Mechanic Fixation. Basically, the closer you are to a survivor, you gain more speed, I think. Bloodhound. Many of Sixer's abilities and attacks inflict the new stats effect just for him, Hemorrhage. Hemorrhage will decrease the survivor's max HP and will drop blood orbs. When you pick up blood orbs, it feeds to this, barred circled gauge thing. You should know what I'm talking about. When it fills, you can initiate Blood Hunt, but we'll get to that. Sixer's M1 actually has two versions, Carving Slash, the click, and Eviscerate, the hold. Carving Slash deals 20 damage and gives Sixer 10 blood. To use Eviscerate, you need 10 blood. To use Eviscerate, you hold your M1 after pressing it. When used, you lunge forward and bite down, dealing 10 damage, using 10 blood, and applies Hemorrhage on hit. Because of Carving Slash's low damage, you might think it's the worst M1 in the game. However, as a large hitbox to Slasher being a giant beast, plus it also gives you blood. So, and Eviscerate just adds on to that. Sixer's second ability, the most well-known and notable one of his, is Demonic Pursuit. Guest 666 crouches down, preparing to jump. On release, you lunge forward, you can hold your keybind to aim how high you jump and how far you go with it, plus how much more damage it does. With landing on a survivor, Guest 666 will basically just maul them, as I like to say. The longer held, as I said, the more damage it deals. It goes from 26 damage to 33 damage to 40 damage. Letting this ability will give you 20 blood. And also, during Blood Hunt, it will do more damage depending on how long the survivor has had hemorrhage for. The damage increases by plus 0.4. At max hemorrhage, the damage goes from 65 to 72 to 79. So basically, this ability is very good for jump scaring people. Like, legit, I do this like everyone who plays Sixer. I kill a guy, they see a guy doing a gen run like the other side of the map, and they just hold him on for soon lunge toward them. The way you can do this is by jumping to a super high point survivor thinks they're safe at. Guest 666's third ability is Infernal Cry. On press of your keybind, Sixer will let out a roar, and if hit, a survivor will get Blindness 2 for 4 seconds, and will be highlighted for 12 seconds. Additionally, a survivor that is hit will gain Hemorrhage, and drop 2 blood orbs. Additionally, again, if used during Blood Hunt, it will deal 10 damage, give Sixer speed up, give Sixer speed 1 for 4 seconds, give Sixer strength 1 for 6 seconds, and the blindness lasts for 6 seconds instead of 4. This ability is pretty spammable, and if you can hit skillfully, then this will be very useful with his blindness effects. Guest 666's final ability has 2 modes, just like his M1. Well, not just like it. When your blood gauge thing is unfilled, Guest 666 will stand still for a few seconds, highlighting all survivors. When you have your blood gauge filled, Bloodhound. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Sixer lets out an ear-splitting scream, and the timer is replaced with the words "Run, Hide." All the effects, according to the wiki, when you use this ability are obstructive visuals affect Guest 666 and all survivors. Several Guest 666's abilities are amplified. Guest 666 cannot use Blood Rush. Movement speed increased by 4%, terror radius decreased by 50%. Cannot be stunned, only gains slowness 2 for 3 seconds and helpless 1 for 2 seconds. Sees all survivors every 5 seconds as a flashing red highlight. Killing a survivor resets all cooldowns and extends Bloodhound by 15 seconds. During a chase, Bloodhound's timer decreases twice as slowly. When Bloodhound ends, all the blood in your gauge is decreased, and your gauge in order to get Bloodhound again is increased by 50. This ability is very useful when you're struggling, like at the moment when the round might end soon. That's all his ability is done. No, the skins. Guess 666 doesn't really have too many skins yet, and some of them are filler. But I love all of them, except Godmother. What is this? And if you guys don't know this, probably don't, I'm a Undertale fan, like really. So Photoshop is like my dream skin. Also, his Brimstone skins are great. Also, I should probably mention I'm already like 90 on him. Yeah. I've been playing a lot, guys. Anyway, so yeah, that was my video on the guy. Yeah, the guy. Okay,